Hello, I'm Sarah, and today I thought I'd share a story with you. And the story I'm going to share with you is called Amazing Grace, written by Mary Hoffman and Caroline Binch. So let's have a little look. I've got my friends with me here. I don't like reading my own children's books, so I've got some teddies. There's the doggy there and Big Ted there. So you're sitting and enjoying that now, aren't you? One of the things you might want to think about is, what would you really, really love to be and love to do? Because this book's all about that. It's a lovely story about families. And let's have a little read of it. What do you think it might be about then? If it's called Amazing Grace and that's the front cover, it's the front cover of the book, what do you think it could be about? Do you think it might be about this little girl? And you see the little girl whose front teeth are falling out. So how old might she be? Have your teeth fallen out yet? 5 or 6 or 7. Her name's Grace. And the book is called Amazing Grace. And the author is Mary Hoffman. And the illustrator is Caroline Binch. So the person who wrote the book is the author. The person who did the pictures is the illustrator. So let's have a little look, shall we? And there's the title page. And it says, Amazing Grace, Mary Hoffman, illustrated by Caroline Binch. What can you see there? What pictures can you see? Do you think maybe this is a story about a little girl pretending to be other characters? Should we have a look? Who do you think that might be? Grace was a girl who loved stories. She didn't mind if they were read to her or told to her or made up in her own head. She didn't care if they were from books or on TV or in films or on the video or out of Nana's long memory. Grace just loved stories. And after she had heard them, or sometimes while they were still going on, Grace would act them out. And she always gave herself the most exciting part. Do you play games with stories? You make up little characters and give yourself the best character. Grace went into battle as Joan of Arc. Dun, dun, dun. Look at her there. And wove a wicked web as Anansi the Spider-Man. Look at how she's hanging on those climbing bars. Can you see her arms going up and down and her legs? And her bits of material, maybe ties or socks or tights. She looks a bit like a spider, doesn't she? Anansi the Spider-Man. She hid inside the wooden horse at the gates of Troy. Look how she's made her wooden horse. Can you see? Have you ever done that? Could you do that? What can you see up here? It's just a dustpan brush, isn't it? A little brush. Look at that cheeky cat watching, and there's a cardboard box. She crossed the Alps with Hannibal and 100 elephants. What's she sitting on there? She sailed the 7 seas with a peg leg and a parrot. Look at how she made her peg leg. She bent her leg back, didn't she? Can you see her standing on the chair with the cat? That pussycat's everywhere. She was Hiawatha, sitting by the shining big sea water. Who do you think the big sea water is there? Who do you think the cat is there? Look at his face and his nose popped up the top. Looking right up. Can you see his chin? And Mowgli in the back garden jungle. You see her crawling along. Can you see there? Look how tall that sunflower's got. As tall as her. But most of all, Grace loved to act pantomimes. She liked to be Dick Whittington, turning to hear the bells of London town, or Aladdin, rubbing the magic lamp. The best characters in pantomimes were boys, but Grace played them anyway. When there was no one else around, Grace played all the parts herself. She was a cast of thousands. Paw Paw the cat usually helped out. And sometimes she could persuade Ma and Nana to join in when they weren't too busy. And then she was Dr. Grace and their lives were in her hands. Do you ever play doctors and nurses at home with your family? One day at school, the teacher said they were going to do the play of Peter Pan. Grace put up her hand to be Peter Pan. "You can't be Peter Pan," said Raj. "That's a boy's name." But Grace kept her hand up. "You can't be Peter Pan," whispered Natalie. "He wasn't black." But Grace kept her hand up. "All right," said the teacher. "Lots of you want to be Peter Pan, so we'll have to have auditions. We'll choose the parts next Monday." Do you know what an audition is? It's when you say, "I think I'm quite good at this. I would like to be chosen," and you have to be on show your best skills at something you're good at and you want to be. When Grace got home, she seemed rather sad. Why might she be sad? "What's the matter?" asked Ma. "Raj said I couldn't be Peter Pan because I'm a girl." "That just shows all Raj knows about it," said Ma. "Peter Pan is always a girl." Grace cheered up, and then later she remembered something else. "Natalie says I can't be Peter Pan because I'm black," she said. Ma started to get angry, but Nana stopped her. "It seems that Natalie is another one who don't know nothing," she said. "You can be anything you want, Grace, if you put your mind to it." It's true, you know. You can do and be anything you want if you put your mind to it. Next day was Saturday, and Nana told Grace they were going out. In the afternoon, they caught a bus and a train into town. Nana took Grace to a grand theatre. Outside it said, "Rosalie Wilkins in Romeo and Juliet," in beautiful sparkling lights. Have you been to the theatre? Or have you had the theatre come to school and enjoyed it in school? What did you see? "Are we going to the ballet, Nana?" asked Grace. "We are, honey, but I want you to look at these pictures first." Nana showed Grace some photographs of a beautiful young girl dancer in a tutu. "Stunning new Juliet," it said on one of them. "That one is little Rosalie from back home in Trinidad," said Nana. "Her granny and me, we grew up together on the island. She's always asking me, do I want tickets to see her little girl dance? So this time I said yes." After the ballet, Grace played the part of Juliet, dancing around her room in her imaginary tutu. "I can be anything I want," she thought. "I can even be Peter Pan." Do you think she can be? Do you think she's going to be Peter Pan? On Monday, they had the auditions. Their teacher let the class vote on the parts. Raj was chosen to play Captain Hook. Natalie was going to be Wendy. And then they had to choose Peter Pan. Grace knew exactly what to do and all the words to say. It was a part she had often played at home. All the children voted for her. "You were great," said Natalie. See, she was practising at home a lot, wasn't she? Do you practice sometimes dancing and things you love? The play was a great success, and Grace was an amazing Peter Pan. After it was all over, she said, "I feel as if I could fly all the way home." "You probably could," said Ma. "Yes," said Nana, "if Grace put her mind to it, she can do anything she wants." And so could you. So there we have the back of the book. There's Grace dancing in her tutu. And what a lovely book that was. And maybe you could do a little show at home and show your granny and your grandpa, maybe through any ways possible, or show your parents or whoever you live with. And maybe you could do the show and then line some chairs up. And just like in a theatre, make some tickets. And just like in the theatre, put the row number and the seat number on the seats. And just like in the theatre, invite your family to come in and watch your beautiful show. And just like in the theatre, maybe make a little programme and draw yourself, or maybe yourself dancing, and think about how much your programme might cost. And who are the characters in your play? If you're like Grace, you might play all of them, and you could put your name down on your little programme, just a piece of paper folded in half. What fun that would be. Anyway, it's lovely reading to you, and I'd love to hear about your stories. If not, tell your mum, or your sister or brother, or granny or grandpa or dad or carer, anyone you're with. Bye for now.